students attacked 48 hours after dormitory opening. Call for district CEOs to use powers. And PNG's Kato Ottio scores first try in debut match.
This is National EMTV News with Hope Imaka.
Good evening and thank you for joining me for Saturday's news. Female students at the Lay Nursing School are recovering from an attack in the early hours of this morning by armed criminals. The incident happened less than 48 hours after the health minister opened new dormitories at the school. While there are indications that at least 2 students may have been sexually assaulted during the attack, there has been no official confirmation either by police or the school administration.
Poor security concerns at the school have been a lingering problem for many years. The armed man broke into this female dormitory through the old shower block. The female students were asleep. The man went into the first room and stole all their valuables and money. The room had no door and the men were able to enter. They continued searching the other rooms, but the rooms had doors and were locked. It was around that time that one of the female students discovered what happened and called for help. The students screamed but nobody responded. It was about 30 minutes later that few guards from the school came running. Just yesterday, the Health Minister Michael Malabag opened 2 new dormitories for its male and female students to use. This morning attacks bring to light the school's need to improve its security systems. Lay Metropolitan Commander Anthony Wagambi Jr. has tasked the CID to investigate. Mata Luis, National EMTV News, Lay.
2 senior policemen in Port Moresby may have been charged for permitting escape this week. The officers, both attached to the Gordons Police Station, were alleged to have aided the escape of 2 men involved in separate offences.
In the first case, the accused police officer, Senior Sergeant Michael Maipo, was alleged to have allowed a suspect charged for threatening an unlawful assault escape from police custody. The suspect, including 4 others, were transported to the Boroko Police Station from Gordons on 7th November last year. However, when complainant Fred Gary inquired at the Boroko Police Station upon hearing that the suspect was released from police custody, he was told that the suspect was never taken to the Boroko Police Station on 7th November 2015. Sergeant Michael appeared for mention on Thursday this week and was charged for 1 count of permitting escape under Section 140 of the Criminal Code Act, and is being currently detained at the Boroko holding cells. In the second case, another officer, Senior Sergeant John Max, was alleged to have aided the escape of a man apprehended in relation to the death of his wife on January 23rd this year. It was alleged that Sergeant Max took the suspect to St. John Clinic at Gordons, just next to the police station, to receive medical treatment. However, the suspect escaped from the clinic. Max is now on a 21-day suspension with pay and was directed to locate and apprehend the suspect. The suspect in this case is a Simbu man. He has a record of consuming marijuana amongst other drugs. He was accused to have burnt his wife after pouring petrol on her on January 16 this year. The wife was rushed to the Port Moresby General Hospital but died days later. Tekla Gunga, National EMTV News.
A Malaysian national was arrested on Thursday by Port Moresby police and charged for fraud and false pretense. Peter Ling, aged 61, who was the former managing director of the Sakara Alam PNG Limited Company, was arrested for defrauding his employer and indulging in funds worth millions.
According to police, Mr. Ling was alleged to have misappropriated substantial amounts of funds from his employer Sakara Alam Limited, a Malaysian logging company. He was arrested on Thursday and brought to the Boroko police station for questioning. Ling, who was the company's former managing director for 9 years, started his private company Evergreen Limited. It was alleged he made representations to logging landowners in West New Britain is Sipik and Milembe province using the Sakara Alam Limited name to divert funds from logging and marketing agreements between landowners and investors into his own private company. And to date, his company, Evergreen Limited, has not developed any logging projects in those provinces. It was also alleged that Ling wrote a guarantee letter as the managing director of Sakara Alam to financially guarantee Evergreen Limited as a legitimate company to source funds from banks and financial institutions.
He was charged for misappropriation relating to a 350 plus thousand that he expended from his previous employer, Sakara Alam Limited, to his privately owned company called Evergreen Limited. For this reason, the complainant, the managing director of Sakara Alam, complained, and police arrested and charged Peter Linkowu for misappropriation. And secondly, he was charged for stealing by false pretense. He entered into agreement with some landowners in Vivek, of which there was no project undertaken.
He was locked up after being processed by investigators and later released after a bail application was acquired from the courts. He is expected to appear before the court when police files are completed. Stanley Over Jr., National EMTV News.
A leaking water system in Port Moresby's Garden City building has destroyed properties of several companies operating within the vicinity. Staffs that turned up for duty this morning were welcomed with the washdown and overflowing water in their offices. According to Ray White, the water leakage occurred last night, starting from the second floor all the way to the car park. The leaking water washed several important work-related items such as computers and files. Ray White management and staff quickly intervened and rectified the problem. Mumengten village is one of the 2 villages in Bulolo district that has received its disaster relief supplies for this year. Bulolo has 110 ward areas. 2 wards have received their share of relief supplies, while the rest will get theirs throughout this year. Bethany Harriman with this report.
The Bulolo district is slowly reaching out to its people. Its ward areas are getting relief assistance from its government. 110 wards, 2 of them got rice and tin fish yesterday. Bupu and Mumenteng received relief supplies. This year, the district administration is giving them disaster relief supplies. People in the district have received a steady supply of assistance. Last year, the Morobe provincial government sent assistance to Waria. The district sent food to Koyak village in Wau and several others. This year, the work continues.
Bulolo district, I want them to all to be happy, and I want them all to understand that the district is here, I'm here, and I will make sure that every ward in my district, every houses will get its supplies.
Going back last year, the national government, through Minister for Finance James Marape, instructed members of parliament to budget 2 million kina into drought relief assistance. This year, some places in Papua New Guinea is slow to get their relief supplies, whilst others have received close to nothing.
Yes, I cannot comment on other districts. I cannot comment on other members of parliament, but I think they are responsible to their people like I'm here.
Bethany Harriman, National EMTV News, Ley.
Among stories after the break, calls to hire and fire public servants and NEC hands down decision to stop project fees. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. Public Service Minister Sir Pukatemu says district development authorities must exercise their powers to tighten loopholes in the public service mechanism. Minister Temu says penalizing public servants using DDA powers will only fix the public sector.
Papua New Guinea's public sector has always been criticized for its ineffectiveness in delivering government services. National government's move to establish district development authorities in district is an effort to tighten the public sector mechanism. Public Service Minister Sir Pukatemu says DDA powers must be used to see positive results by public servants.
That law has given powers to the CEO to manage the policemen, the teachers, the health workers, and the other general public servants.
Minister Temu said by now all districts should have established a district development authority. He says district CEOs must make the stand to make public servants perform.
So now the CEO has overarching HR powers to discipline as well as to recommend promotion of public servants.
2016 will be another challenging year for the public sector due to budget constraints fueled by low government revenue collection. However, this scenario is not considered by the public as the expectations to receive government services increase from time to time. United Nations Resident Coordinator Roy Trivedi says it's a matter of where to spend and on what projects.
So public funding is actually quite scarce and will become difficult and so on. And we know that despite the progress, we want to move more, faster and achieve more and better for our country.
Jacob Harvard Jr., National EMTV News.
Schools around the country will shortly receive a circular not to charge project fees in 2016. Public Service Minister Sir Pukatemu says the National Executive Council made the unanimous decision this week. Minister Temu says schools will be penalized if this is not followed.
We made a unanimous decision that no school must charge project fees. For each school board of management, your job is to do a proposal, go to your local level government president. President will bring it to the District Development Authority meeting, and we will approve your whatever priority project for your school.
The International Training Institute is giving free school fees worth 200,000 kina for grade 10 and 12 school leavers around the country. The scholarship is intended for school leavers who may miss out on selections to continue their education. This is a community service obligation that the Institute has initiated since 2009.
60 students from 50 national and secondary schools across the country were proud recipients of the 200,000 kina worth of scholarships. ITI recognized students who performed well but couldn't continue due to financial constraints and the limited number of spaces in tertiary institutions.
They are all meeting the same minimum requirements, regardless of which part of the country you're from, and really seeing all up to their hard work to perform, but they have overall done quite well.
Parents like Reverend Ottio Gamu and his wife were there personally to show their appreciation. Tony Alu was one of the fortunate recipients of ITI's scholarship grant.
Couldn't make it through university, but ITI gave me the second chance to continue on with my education.
Meanwhile, recipients now enrolled at the ITI institution are undertaking a 17-week certificate course in accounting, computing, business, sales, and human resource management. ITI plans to increase its scholarship grants to 250,000 and expand its borders to other provinces, starting in the Western Province. Melissa Goviro, National EMTV News.
Angao General Hospital in Leh is embarking on improving its cancer treatment facilities. Deteriorating facilities has remained a challenge over the years. The hospital's Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Christopher Kennyhertz, says cancer cases will only decrease if facilities are improved. Colleen Baralai reports from Leh.
Every year, the Angao Cancer Unit gets between 200 to 300 cases of breast cancer and over 100 cases of cervical cancer. The facility has been the only one in the country that has been treating cancer patients with mouth, breast and cervical cancer cases. One of the major challenges has been the rundown facilities.
The Cobalt Unit, our main treatment facility, needs a new cobalt source, and that has been requested for over 4 years, and it's one of those things that the health department has been going to fix.
Doctors here say the state of facilities used to diagnose and treat breast, mouth and cervical cancer has been the same for a very long time. Angao CEO Dr. Christopher Kennyhertz says Angao is also embarking on improving its machines used for diagnosing cancer.
Not only constructing a new cancer center here within the master plan, but also currently working with technologies that will help us do this much quicker and give much better care to the patients in Morobe.
Despite various requests over 4 years for funds to upgrade equipment, doctors at the cancer department say facilities have remained the same. Every year, the reported cases of cancer increase, many of which require radiotherapy treatment. Colin Barilai, National MTV News, Leh.
The PNG Fire Service will re-establish its operations in the autonomous region of Bougainville. This follows the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding, which is part of the drawdown of powers and functions from the national government to the autonomous Bougainville government.
Responses to any fire emergency in the autonomous region of Bougainville have been boosted following the signing of Memorandum of Understanding between the autonomous Bougainville government and PNG Fire Service. Yesterday's signing was historical because it will solve the many concerns raised surrounding the safety of buildings when it comes to fire. The fire office will be established in Buka Town. According to PNG Fire Service, consultations were done and office will also be extended to Arawa and Buin. Bougainville's acting Chief Secretary Paul Kebori said that the re-establishment of the fire service in the autonomous region was long overdue. It will boost economic activity and improve capacity in response to fire emergencies. Fabian Hakelitz, National MTV News.
Trukai Sports is next. We have Rugby League, Basketball and NSL. Details after the break.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Kato Ottio scored his first try in the New Zealand-Auckland Nines tournament when they played the St. George Illawarra Dragons today. Kato, who played out on the wing for the Raiders, helped the team in their 28-20 victory over the Dragons.
Eventually they wrap him up inside the red.
The Dragons were pressured early in the game but recovered and scored first as the ball was passed back inside for Khalifa Faifai Loa to score.
Khalifa Faifai Loa puts the Dragons on the board. Terrific pass, wasn't it? From Kitty Glock.
Jordan Rapana hit straight back for the Raiders after catching a floating pass out wide. An unsuccessful conversion kick left the scores at 6-4. Raiders' Luke Betterman scored through an inside pass from Lockie Crocker to lead for the first time.
They'll shuffle it on. A chance now. Croker turns it back.
Lee then crossed the line when he intercepted a pass from former Raiders teammate Josh McCrone to score in the bonus try zone.
Oh, McCrone has pumped the ball straight to Brenko Lee.
Kurtman ran away for a long-range try to level up at 13-all with a bonus zone try.
Inside, Kurtman will streak away, and there it is. He'll score in the bonus zone.
Kato Ottio reclaimed the lead with a strong effort from short range.
Left-hand side, Williams a cutout. It goes wider. Kato Ottio got across the line.
Marvellous work from Ottio and Jared Crocker combined to set up Betterman's second try and secure their 28-20 win. Elijah Levitt, National MTV Sports.
In NSL matches played in Leh, the first match between Admiralty and Besta saw a strong defense from both teams, resulting in a 0-0 draw after full time. In the second match, Morobe Wellgrease defeated Goroka Gosiha 2-0. Wellgrease went into half-time leading 1-0, then scored in the second half to seal the game. Both goals were scored by Morobe's Murphy Yowie. A basketball clinic was held today by PNG Basketball Federation in Port Moresby. The clinic attracted up to 60 participants in NCD and Central Province. Godwin Eki reports.
Today saw the first day of a two-day basketball clinic at the Tarama Aquatic Centre. More than 60 children attended the clinic accompanied by their parents. Organizer and treasurer Eddie Salazar was at hand to help the children complete their first session with assistance from the PNG national players.
program? This is actually the first ever basketball clinic in Papua New Guinea through the initiative of Basketball Federation of Papua New Guinea. And I have decided to come out with this kind of clinic so that we'll be able to develop some kids and probably see the PNG hopefuls in basketball.
Salazar said the clinic will help the children participate in sports, not just basketball, but other sporting codes as well. He said the aim of the clinic was to show kids the right techniques of drills, basic routines, and most importantly, discipline, to help make the clinic a success, giving a helping hand were the PNG's national basketball team.
Well, I came up yesterday from Brisbane to help out the basketball federations with the kids today, and it's been a good turnout. I've just been coaching the older boys, and they've done really well. We've done like a lot of dribbling stuff, just basic passing, and it's been good. I think we're just trying to get at the basic stuff, like little drills and things that they can do on their own. Just because we can't be here all the time, so it's good to show them what they can do at home and get better themselves. So yeah.
The clinic will see its final round of session tomorrow that will conclude with presentations of certificate to the participants. Godwin Eki, National EMTV Sports.
And now to the trial match between Penrith Panthers and PNG Hunters. Less than 5 minutes into the match, and Panthers number 17, Leilani Letu, scored the first try in front of a packed cheering crowd. Panthers are now leading with 6 points and Hunters yet to score. That concludes our sporting actions for today, with the details up next. Stay with us.
Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
Your weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. In the southern region, chance of brief showers and possible thunderstorms for Port Moresby, possible showers later for Daru, few showers and thunderstorms for Alatau, chances of evening showers for Kerema, and brief showers likely for Pokondeta. In the Mamasa region, cloudy with chance of brief evening showers for Lae, chance of showers developing later for Madang, and brief evening showers possible for Wewak and Vanimo. Looking at the New Guinea Islands, cloudy periods for Lorengau and Kavieng, chance of evening showers for Buka, mostly fine for Rabaul and fine also for Kimbe. And in the Highlands region, cloudy periods with showers developing later on for Mount Hagen, and cloudy chances of showers later for Goroka, Kundiawa, Mendi and Wabeg. And that's how we end the news for today, Saturday the 6th of February. On behalf of all of us here in EMTV, good night and pleasant viewing.